let me know. So I was telling Steve before, you guys might see a different back of the house right now, but I'm going to be training you on the new one going forward. That's going to swap next month. So, but he's going to follow along and everything like that. So you'll kind of see what the difference is and all that stuff. So this is the new back of the house login. First thing you'll see is it's super cool. You actually get to like change your theme, which is awesome. There we go. So you can, go ahead and change, choose your color, any color you want. But this is the home screen. Yeah. Oh my God, same. Yeah. Especially because I'm staring at the screen all day. Every one of my things is in dark mode. So, yeah, but this is your home screen. So basically this gives you access to like your sales summary. So, you can select your time period and you've got, your gross sales handy, net sales, different kinds of discounts, how much discounts you're doing, different pay-ins and pays-outs, cash expected, all that stuff, payment summaries on like credit card payments, bunch of fun data. This is kind of where the fun begins because, you can get so much data from Linga that like, you can see, okay, well, obviously people are adding this particular modifier onto this burger. Maybe I should add that just going forward, like kind of grow and develop with that. Same thing with like sales. You can do time period today. You get net sales by hour, different tender types, different service types. So you can tell that the bar has been like going ham all day. But like, maybe, table service is not as busy or something to that extent. Or, you could see, all right, at 10 a.m. we got a pop, kind of trails off. But you can even do this for like specific date ranges. So you can, start 4th and today, hit apply. And you'll see, okay, I don't know what I was doing at 3 or 4 a.m. doing sales, but fun never stops. Different sales types and everything like that. And this is all for, any time period you could imagine. Usually when people do this for like sales, they'll usually do like a month sales recap report and everything like that. I'm just going to keep going. Where?
Like what you're doing, like how do I find that, or where do we do that at?
So this is the main screen. This is the home screen. As soon as you log in, you might see it as it's like the dashboard for the old back of the house.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like now. This is what it's going to look like in a month.
So everything that's on there. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's the same basic concept. It's just they've kind of changed the names and kind of consolidated a little bit more because I don't know if you can see the old one on the left. There's all that list of all that like random stuff, and here it's a little bit more consolidated. Okay. But the same general data does apply and all that stuff. So I'm gonna just go down as we need to. But we'll start with like products and items, which is going to be the bread and butter of what you use the back of the house for. So we can break it down into a
shorter than this one, so it's going to look different.
Yeah, but the products and items are still for the most part the same exact thing. So products and items, we'll start with departments. This is like the highest level of category of sales. So you've got like your food, your liquor. You can put like desserts or separated into beer and liquor, beer, wine, and liquor. It's up to you. This just helps you, with your like reporting. So if you want more detailed reports, you would get more departments and everything like that. And then you can be like, okay, well, my beer cost went up because, I'm not selling as much or something to that extent. You know what I mean? Next, coursing. Coursing is basically, you can set food to go out like by a coursing. So you can send your appetizers first, your desserts after that, your beverages, so on and so forth. So again, the more coursings you have and the more detailed your menu becomes, the more data you get. Right below that, serving size levels. So you can add serving size levels. Like I've got different sizes of cigar. You can do, small, medium, and large pizzas, single, double drinks, shots, what have you. 6 wings, 24 wings, 16 ounce, all that jazz. So all of that is like different serving sizes that like you could build a menu around, so that instead of having one button for 6 wings, one button for 12 wings, you would just have a button for wings, and then you could select serving size. Okay, well, I want 12 wings. So taxes are pretty self-explanatory. You can add custom taxes and anything like that. You can do like inclusive tax, exclusive tax, whatever you'd like. Sometimes people will have like different taxes, like if you have the same tax bracket, like 8.75% or something like that, but you want to separate it so you've got your food being one tax, you would just create a food tax, make it for that percentage, and then you can add it to all of your food items. But then sometimes, like in some restaurants, like the liquor tax is like inclusive. So it's included. So you can actually create a separate tax bracket, same percentage, make it inclusive, and then just attach it to those individual items.
Okay.
Yeah,
that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now categories, which is like the highest of the nesting dolls. So you've got your basic, entrees, apps, pastas, pizza, and all that stuff. And then you would go deeper into it with subcategories. So you've got, your liquor category, subcategory being, gin, vodka, bourbon, so on. It gives you a little bit more of structure, but also, you can get really into, like you can do subcategory sales. So like, if you want to check how much gin you're selling, just go and check the subcategory sale of gin, and you'll know exactly how much you're doing. So again, it's all up to you. If you want it to be, more, structured or less structured, it's pretty much up to you. The largest majority of items that you're going to have are in this little section, modifiers. So this is every single modifier we've ever had added and everything like that, add bacon, sub fries, so on and so forth. And what we do is we take modifiers and we combine a bunch of modifiers into modifier groups. So I always like to use the example of like a cook temp for a burger. The like burger temps, like rare, medium, and all that stuff, those are all modifiers, but they're combined into the modifier group of cook temp.
Yeah.
So you can edit these, and you can add, subtract, do whatever you need. You can hide certain modifiers from online orders. You can actually set them as pizza toppings and then have them at a set rate. So like for small, you want all of your extra toppings to be 25 cents. You can set that at this level. And then anytime you add that modifier onto a pizza, it's going to add that cost associated with that serving size. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The next one, let's go to products and items, and let's build a new item. So you'll notice when you hit new item, anything with this red asterisk, these are required fields. So you cannot build a menu item without filling out these things. So, test, let's do, test burger. You can do like a secondary name for it, like associated with a PLU code. And if you wanted to print it, like T Berg for the kitchen. So you can see, all right, it's going to print that as opposed to the test burger. You can add a description. You can assign it to a category or a subcategory. So the way I have my restaurant set up is I have the category of entrees and then the subcategory being burgers. Okay. So, you can also create pricing based on a menu item, or if we had a serving size, like if we did, it if we did the burger as a slider and then a regular burger, you could go ahead and add new prices and new serving sizes. You can make the cost type fixed or variable. Cut and modify is for your pizzas. So if you're building a pizza, you have 2 slices basically right down the middle. And then that way with your modifiers, you can select, pepperoni on the left half, pineapple on the right, so on and so forth.
Mm.
Serving sizes, you can check. I put each just because if you don't really have like a serving size specifically, you would usually want to use each. That's kind of the default. So for each item, it's going to cost $12. Okay. This is where you're going to select your taxes. So, if you have specific taxes, normally you're just going to do the regular tax, but you can also set the taxes from the subcategory settings. So if every single part of that subcategory is going to be under that basic tax, well, when you click inherit, it's just going to pull it from the subcategory and add it to that item. So you don't have to go through and do it for each individual item. So for visibility, you can hide it in the POS. You can go ahead and make it an 86, like if you're doing a burger special. You can hide it in online ordering and everything like that. And then you can also set it so that it's only available on certain times. So if I wanted to do like a Burger Tuesday or something like that, or well, that's Taco Tuesday, but a Burger Wednesday, you would select like a certain date and time. So you would start one date and then you have to select an end date. So I usually just, set it for far, far in the future. Any Fallout fans out there?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
October 23rd, 2077. Love that. So you can set it for certain times. So I want it only available on certain days. So on the Wednesday, and I want it available from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So that's how you would set that. So then from that on, it's not even going to show in the POS until, these parameters are met.
Okay.
Kitchen printers, this is where you're going to assign the kitchen printers we add. So, some people have like a salad printer and an entree printer or something like that. So you could set it so that the salads go to the salad printer, so on and so forth. Restrict printers. So basically, restrict printers is like if you're a bartender and you're bringing in a bar drink, you don't want that drink to print
at your own. Yeah.
Exactly, because you need to make it, so you can do it so that you could turn off certain printers so it won't print on that one node. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then let's jump into our modifiers. So there's 3 different types of modifiers. Okay, there's included modifiers, which are modifiers that are on the actual on the item itself. Actually, let me share my iPad so I can show you how they're shown. Just bear with me a brief moment.
Mm-hmm.
Mandatory modifiers are basically, as it sounds, modifiers that are mandatory to choose. So you have to choose at least one. So that's going to be like your cook temp, and you have to choose one, and you can only choose one. So you can't have a burger that's both rare and medium rare at the same time. So you would go ahead and make it so you have to select just one.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for example, I have entrees, burgers, Old Smoky Burger. So you'll notice the ones that are selected in the bright blue, these are my included modifiers. So these are already on there. They're already listed right here. These won't print to the kitchen because the kitchen will know what goes on this burger ahead of time. But if you didn't want something, you could just select it and it would change it to no Applewood smoked bacon. That's how you can adjust that. The red is going to be your mandatory modifiers. So you have to choose one, And if I hit done, it's saying you need to pick at least one modifier from this group. So, you know, the way a burger should be. Burger toppings, you know, these are all optional modifier groups. So anything with the black box are all optional modifier groups. So you can, you know, add extra, and you can associate these modifiers with extra, you know, items and all that stuff at an extra charge. So we'll do the mandatory modifier group. Just select the modifier group. You can look it up by like this. Display order is the order in which it will display. So normally, you know, the first thing that's going to populate is, okay, how do you want it cooked? The minimum quantity is 1, so you have to choose 1. The maximum is also 1, so you can only choose 1. And then here you can set the prices. So obviously we're not charging extra for, you know, doing that. So we'll go and do that on optional modifiers. So for optional modifiers, we'll go for, I believe I have burger toppings. Display order would be 2, which means that it's going to have, you know, it's going to be right below that mandatory modifier. And you'll see we have, you know, prices. So this being $2 already means that in the modifier itself for onion, I attach that price right off the bat, which means that if I don't touch anything, it's going to keep doing $2 for every single time I add this modifier group. But if I wanted to override that price right over here, just hit yes. And then you can change it to however you want. You know, if I do pickles, 50 cents for, not $5, good Lord. 50 cents for tomato, and pickles are 25 cents, okay? So that way we've set this as it is, but we can go one step further. We can do tiered pricing, which means that, you know, for the first topping, I'm going to set the price for each one of those at $0. But for the next 5, I'm going to set the price for each to 50 cents. That means that the first topping is going to be free, and the second or the next 5 are going to be 50 cents each. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, you know, now that we've added everything, we've got all our stuff together, we know where it's going, hit save and publish. And then if you bring it over here, hit sync, and then you'll see entrees, burgers, old test burger. And you'll see now we've got our cook temp, which is, you know, the minimum and maximum of 1, and then the pickles, and then now I'm adding tomato, and you'll see, okay, now I've got 50 cents for each one. So there's different ways to add different modifiers and everything like that. Any questions so far?
Nope.
Perfect. Okay. So that's pretty much the bread and butter of what you're going to be using the back of house for. There are some other stuff that we'll go through, discounts being one of them. So there are a few different types of discounts. The ones you're going to be using the most are item based. So, you know, for example, like a 50% off for employees. So, you know, this is a category for, you know, any category, or you can select, you know, only from entrees or only from certain categories and everything like that. You can even restrict it to like different serving sizes. So, you know, like if you want to be able to give them, you know, a half off of a pizza, but only a small or a medium pizza, no large pizzas, you can go ahead and select, all right, well, I don't want larges to be on there. Discount types, you know, like happy hour is usually like a promotional discount, whereas, you know, employee discounts are usually comps. This is where you would be like, you know, only employees will get this discount for employee discount. So yes. And then this is where you would choose the discount rate. So you can choose like a certain percentage, you know, you could do like $2 off wings. You could do like, you know, a large pizza for $15 on a Wednesday. Then that would be a set price, or, you know, a free item. You know, certain availabilities. So like we said with the actual menu item, you know, you can change it to only be available from certain times and all that stuff. So like happy hour and all that stuff. You can set it to not with this one, but
Alex, do we have an
do like
employee? Do we have a discount on our setup for employee?
I'm not sure if we have discounts set up, but if you give me a list of them, I can add them.
I was gonna say, what if we just did one right now?
Yeah. What's it called? Let's do that.
Because we do have a 50% off employee discount just on food.
Okay. So we'll go to products and items, discounts. Oh yes, yeah. I did add mad discounts for you guys because you had those like specials.
Yeah.
So these are all like auto discounts. So basically I set them up so that, you know, Friday beer special, you can go ahead and look like, okay, well, that's all of these. It's going to be a set price of $4.50 days of the week, only on Fridays. Does that make sense? But let's add a new one. So to add discount, 3%, employee discount, comp. Do you want it on certain categories or just in general? All of them?
We just do it on food, no alcohol.
Okay. So you would go ahead and select which ones. Should be good. So quantity,
Okay.
you would set it to 1 because if you set it to like 3 or something like that, you would have to buy 3 items to get that discount. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And then, you know, we're doing a percentage. It's going to be 50% off, not 0.5%. Always available. And then you want it to apply before or after the tax.
It's after, because Michigan pays sales tax on the net.
Okay.
Yeah, after discounts.
tax.
You pay discount. Yeah, you pay tax after discounts.
Okay. Well, no, so you pay tax on the discount, right? Like on the actual price itself?
Price.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And that's as simple as that. So, you know, you go hit save and publish, and then now we've got an employee's 50% off discount. It's item based. So the thing is that if I were to ring in, you know, let's just do, I love burrata, so why not just get a ton of them. Now, if I wanted to do a discount on one of these items, I would go ahead and just select the actual item itself, hit discount, and now we've got that discount right there, okay? Now, I can also, if you see right down below here where it says discount, I can apply that same discount to every item in that check. So technically, you can do a 50% off discount on the whole check, but you can make it so it's on an item basis. Otherwise, you would create what's referred to as a check-based discount. So that's like, you know, if the owner comes in and you're buying them a meal or something like that, or like a 100% comp or something like that, that's going to be a check-based discount because that's going to take care of the entire check. Whereas this is more of like an item based. So like if you're like, oh, I'm sorry, or like, you know, you've been such a good guy, here's 50 off your pizza or something like that. But then you don't want to have them get like any discount on drinks or something to that extent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you exclude items from a discount?
Yeah. So,
Which I don't
you
think
can
we
make
set
it.
up. There's like an employee Red Bull, and we sell it to them, but then it's not discounted. It's just a flat rate.
Yeah. Well, so that's why like you would choose like the level. So like a category or an item based or like individual menu items. You would have to like, if you wanted to do like you know, just an employee Red Bull and all that stuff, you would have to go to like, you know, menu item, and then select that menu item as the individual menu item. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's jump back into. So yeah, now you have an employee discount.
Should we set up? I know there's a couple new menu items that didn't get in there. Should we just set them up or show us how to do it or how we want to do it?
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to, yeah. All right.
Should we type along and do it or have you do it? I thought it was something that we would do.
Why don't you do it and I'll just walk you through it.
Yeah, you do it, Steve.
All right.
Sit down.
Who's training who today, eh?
Yeah. All right. So we have a. All right. So where do I go? I have to set up.
So first of all,
$6.99
what's the
pepperoni
menu
pizza.
item?
What's
The
that?
$6.99. It's a $6.99 pepperoni pizza.
Yes.
Okay. So first things first, let's go to products and items. Let me make sure you guys have, yeah, it's under pizza. Okay. So let's go to products and items and then choose on products and items again. Okay. And it's going to show you a list of all of the products and items you guys have.
Okay, so I'm on products. Oh, there it is. Okay.
So then you'll see at the top right how it says plus menu item right here.
Top right, plus menu item. Yep. Oh,
Go ahead and click on that.
Okay.
And then the same basic rules apply. So, there are shortcuts. So like if you already have pizzas made and you want to copy all of the optional and mandatory modifiers and everything like that for that pizza, up here, this menu.
Not going to have any. That's like the main thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, we don't have to add them or anything like that. So, you would just put the name. So just type whatever name you want.
Okay.
And then, you don't really need to do a secondary name and a description. The cheese pizza is pretty self-explanatory. So then you would choose your level. Okay. So since pizza is a category, the level will be category. And then you would choose from that category, scroll down and choose pizza.
So level, keep it at category, and then I chose pizza. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Now, do you want them to be able to modify, different halves of the pizza, or is it just going to be a flat thing?
That's just a flat thing. So the only modifier they might possibly have is changing of the sauce type or no pepperoni.
Okay. Okay. So we can do. Okay. Yeah. So cut and modify would be like if you're trying to, do either or. But let's go to, all right. So the measure type is going to be menu item, and then you would select the option, and it would be like you said a small or a large or.
It's just one size.
So then I would just put each.
For menu size?
For menu item, it's going to be the serving size under prices.
Where are we at here?
So you're saying how, so you see how it says measure type and then down below prices?
Oh, each. Yep. And then the price.
And then, yep.
Okay.
Alrighty. And you'll notice how as soon as we chose the category pizza, it went ahead and took the default tax and everything like that. If we had kitchen printers associated with it, it would have associated it with that. So at this point, if we're not, doing any other optional or anything modifiers, you should be able to hit save and publish, and then it would create the button.
Yeah, because the only modifier there would be is like the one where you could type in if you wanted it to go or don't make, that kind of one. So
yeah. So like, you know, you can add an optional modifier or anything like. If you just clicked add optional modifiers, and I think there's a pizza sauce option I made. Yeah, pizza sauce.
Where are you at the?
So if you move from basic details, if you look at the top right here, it says like included, optional, mandatory.
Yeah.
If you just click optional.
Okay.
And then optional modifier, the little plus optional modifier, it's going to ask you, you know, which modifier group do you want? And I created a pizza sauce optional modifier.
Pizza sauce. There's two of them. Doesn't matter which one.
Now.
Oh,
And then you can choose that display order. So since it's the only modifier, you usually want to put it at the top. So display order of 1.
okay. There was one. You can add like another optional modifiers here.
Yeah, so right over here, if it just says the plus optional modifier, you can just do it another one. And then you can even do like a pizza cheese.
Yeah, what was pizza cheese? Okay.
And then do the display order of 2.
So if I didn't save the first one, I don't know if it's on here. I only show 1, but maybe not.
I'm sorry, you said you only see 1 of the optional modifiers?
I think so.
If you should just be able to hit the plus optional modifier and it'll just create endless optional modifiers.
Because it says name already exists.
Oh, for the name of the item itself. Yeah. I think
Maybe
that might
you
already
already
be a
put it
cheese
in.
pizza.
I didn't think it was in there. From here, can you see what the? Can you see like what is already in? Does that make sense?
So if you look right now, I'm on products and items, and I just did a search for pizza, and this is all of the pizzas that we have added.
If I go where?
If you click products and items again.
Products and items.
And it's going to give you a list of all of your menu items. And then right up here with that search, you could just search for pizza.
Search. No, it's not in here, but then it said name already exists.
What was the name of the, what did you name it?
Pepperoni pizza.
All right, let me try it here. Yeah.
All right.
Pepperoni pizza.
Well, no, there's a page 2 for some reason.
Pepperoni pizza, just a regular each. And how much was it?
$6.99.
$6.99. And then we wanted the pizza sauce.
And pizza cheese. Did we have like a general modifier? So like if we wanted to say like to go, don't make, that kind of thing?
So in the actual order screen itself, if you click on, you know, like let's just do the test burger and all that stuff. You can click on the actual item and you see how it says to go.
Oh yeah, okay. All right. Yeah.
Just click on that and then it's going to show you the to go.
All right. Okay. All right.
You know what I think might be the issue? Let me see, pizza, cheese, all this stuff. Yeah, okay. So thing about Linga sometimes is you see the menu items with active. If you click on it and you go to inactive, when you delete an item, it doesn't delete it. It like inactivates it.
Oh.
So I bet my bottom dollar there is a pepperoni pizza that's, yep,
Yeah.
there it is.
Small, medium, large.
So then you would just go ahead and activate it. Go back to your active, then go to pepperoni pizza. And now we can, make it so it's not yelling at you. Pizza, category pizza. And then you just, delete the serving sizes. You can change it to a menu item. Select each, $6.99.
It's just the main thing I meant, that there's no toppings that can be added to that either. Just as is.
Yeah, just the ability to change the sauce and the cheese, right?
Yes. Because it's a promotional. And then I need it so that it doesn't automatically discount on Thursday and Sunday. Is there a way to do that?
Okay. Yeah, so that's in that discounts tab. So there's the Thursday pizza special.
Yeah.
And that was $2 off any pizza on Thursdays.
Yes.
I can turn auto discount off.
Just on that item?
Yeah.
Yeah, just on the pepperoni pizza, right?
Oh, I see
Not
what you're
on
talking
all of
about.
them.
Okay, see, that's perfect. Okay, so what we'll do is, instead of the category level, we'll go to menu item, and then we'll select. It's going to be on all pizzas except for the pepperoni pizza, right?
Correct.
So you see how I went to the menu item and I selected the menu items except for
Oh,
the
okay.
pepperoni pizza.
Okay.
Update and publish. So now it's going to automatically take $2 off of every pizza except for the pepperoni pizza.
Sweet. Perfect.
Cool. You know what? This is actually a really good way of doing things, like having people actually do it with me. Love it. Yeah. So what's it called? Let's go ahead and log back into the new back of the house here. Do you have any questions or anything like that so far?
So now I'm like, let's say we got stuff. If I need to change price on an existing item.
Yeah. So if you're going to do a change of price on an existing item, you would just go to, your products and items, go to the product, search for whatever product you need and all that stuff. So like if I do the burger, so I can go and, click edit, which is that little pencil.
Yep.
And then you just scroll down to where you see the price, and then I can change it to whatever I need. And then you would go and, like for example, so like
All
if
right.
I
Did it.
entrees, burgers, so the you could change it from 12 to 11, hit update and publish, go ahead and publish it. And then when you sync it with the back office, then you're going to be able to see that it had changed. So that's why, every time you make a change in the back of office, always want to go and make sure you're syncing your iPads, because it takes them to sync with the back office to reflect those changes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, like, if I wanted to do like all my wine, is that where I can do like bulk update?
Yeah. Well, so bulk update is like if you wanted to do like, a 2% increase on all wines. You could go ahead and do that through a bulk update.
Oh, all right.
Other than that, you'd have to go search for the item, change the price, and hit update.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, sort menu config is basically a way of like, being able to organize how things look and where things are located, on a category, subcategory, and even, like a menu item level. So if you want to custom sort and all that stuff, I think that's what we did. You like gave me a list of how you wanted things to look in the categories.
Yeah.
And I went through sort menu config, and then I could, drag and drop them and make sure that they're all, in the correct spot.
Right.
You just hit save, item sorted successfully. You'll notice that it's red right now, but once, go ahead and hit publish, and now it's
So
green.
when you get going on the like first couple, you guys, who do we call? Is there like a customer support, or do we just get a hold of you?
When you guys go live?
Yes.
Yeah. So as soon as you go live, I'm going to be your dedicated support agent for 30 days. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. So at any point in time you have issues, shoot me a text or call me, and I'll be right there.
Is there a time cutoff?
Well, I mean, I'm here 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. But
Okay.
I mean, if it's something like, not like crazy or anything like that, you can give me a call whenever.
Well, I just wanted you guys to have like a 24-hour support.
We do. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, like the first night that we do close down, I'm sure people are gonna have questions or whatever.
Like about closing the day and everything like that.
Yeah. Is there like a write-up?
What time do you guys close?
It depends what day. Sunday, Monday, midnight, 1 a.m. Tuesday through Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 2.
Okay. Well, I mean, you could call me, and if I have it on, and I answer, I can walk you through it. But we do have 24-hour support. If you look at, are you looking at the back of the house right now? If you look down below on the old back of the house, if you look down, you'll see a little chat box, little chat icon on the bottom right.
Bottom right. Okay. Yep.
If you click on that, that's 24-hour support.
Oh, okay. All right.
But we also have the like 24-hour hotline, and like, realistically, if you guys are going like, live and all that stuff, like, we can put you on what's called the weekend watch, which is basically like, for stores that are just going live, they have a little bit more, like, people will call you and be like, hey, what's up? How's everything going? You all good? And all that jazz.
Yeah.
So.
Well, is there like do you guys have like a manual, like a written instruction, like step-by-step close down?
I've kind of built one. I can send you what I have.
Okay.
Right.
And I don't think I wasn't in on it last week of everything they had to go through, but.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, just settle the batch, make sure all the checks are done, make sure all the tips are in, settle the batch, go ahead and close the day, close all cashiers. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll get you something so that it'll walk you through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool. Gratuities are, usually pretty useful. Like, we have auto gratuities, so if at any point in time it's like a table of 6 or more, it'll automatically add that 25% gratuity.
Yeah.
You can also make it, like for birthdays, I have a 30% gratuity and all that stuff. This one's not auto, but you can go ahead and add it. So like if you go in and if you hit like payment.
Problem is, like, when you guys do auto gratuities, it's an auto gratuity that's actually a service charge and not a gratuity. And then that's not supposed to go that's supposed to flow through then the people on their paycheck and not at the end of the night.
Some stores treat their gratuities the same as tips.
Well, I know,
So
but if you're telling someone that, hey, if you have 8 or more and we're automatically going to give you a 20% charge, that's a service charge. That's not a gratuity. I'm just going by how the IRS looks at it.
Oh, huh. Oh, that is, I've never heard that before, to be honest with you. So, well, that's interesting. I will definitely mark that down. Is so when you're doing that as a service charge, does it, I mean, it shows up as a, gratuity, not as like a cash price versus a credit card price. So it's not like I guess I'm confused.
Yeah, I was just saying how you're supposed to legally handle that. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
I will get more confirmation on that. I apologize. Also at this point, this is basically, like automatic versus, manual adding of that gratuity.
All right. So we don't have anything in there, so we could create, what you're saying is you could create a gratuity.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, yeah.
Yep, for sure. Reasons are basically, you can add things for like when you're voiding something, you could create a reason for it, like item not made, test, dissatisfaction, cold food, what have you. Same thing for like the pay-ins and payouts, like bathroom attendant or, break for a meal, break for just to have a break. Tax exempt reasons like door covers and everything like that.
Yeah.
Any questions about any of these products and items and anything like that?
I don't think so. No.
Cool. So you guys are not going to be using inventory, but let's move on to user management. So here's the roles. So that's how we break down users by role. So you have your manager, your server, bartender, and if you edit them, you can actually edit what they're, what they can do in the POS system. So like in the POS system for like a server, that they can accept payments, but maybe they don't want to be able to do discounts or anything like that. So you can adjust that here. You can go through and make sure that they can pay in and pay out or something, or like close the batch or something. For managers, it's pretty much up to you how you want them and what power you give them.
Oh, okay.
But you can update these at any point in time. You can add new roles. So like, I think I created new roles for you guys for like the front of house manager, bar manager, and all that stuff. So when you add a user, it's going to be pretty straightforward. Again, these red asterisks, anything that has a red asterisk on it, it's going to be required. You can make it so they're either going to be able to sign in or not. And if not, then you don't really need to put the email or anything like that. Put the language, POS initial screen. So like if a server were to clock in, you would want them to jump to the table screen so that they can go right to starting a table.
So if I wanted to add a new user, like a new employee, where do I go? I'd start me from the beginning.
So it's under users.
Yep.
And then you just hit plus new user.
Oh, all right.
And
seeing that. Why is it so small?
Where?
On the top right, why is it so small?
This right here?
Yeah, the new user.
I don't know. Are you far away? Because it's pretty big to me.
No, I mean, it's like everything's so big, and then this is like a small little button on the top right. Like, dang. All right.
One day we'll teach you how
this
works.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to classify that as small or not, but It's in the top right. So
Yeah, got it.
It's probably
then you know.
this new user and not a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. So, all right, cool.
Yeah, I mean, Linga's not going to ask for their blood type or, you know, how much their 401k has or anything like that. So it's pretty straightforward and all that stuff.
Okay. Yep.
You know, you can upload a lovely, you know, mugshot if you want of them, all that stuff. You know, put their PIN in. Usually it's a four-digit minimum. So,
Yeah.
you know, 1111, all that jazz. You know, you can go ahead and select their roles. You can have like multiple roles and everything like that. You know, they serve and they're also a manager. So when you save it, it's going to take you to the payroll where you can actually add hourly rates per role. And you can set it for like a monthly or, you know, an hourly, which is normally what most people do. You can put their address, favorite color, all that stuff. You can make sure that like they are required to clock in so that, you know, they are not going to be able to do stuff without clocking in. So that helps with the payroll and everything like that.
Yes.
I want that button.
Yeah. I think when we added them, we made it so that they had to clock in.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys have a scheduler or something in here?
We do, but I believe that's a different module. So it's going to be an additional charger. But yeah, we do right here. So forced punch in and out. This is going to be for adjusting time clocks. And, you know, if somebody didn't clock in or something like that, or like clocked in and out, you can adjust their time from here. You would just go ahead and select the employee, select the date, and then, you know, hit apply. I have it clocked out because I live here. So you wouldn't have this time clock yet, but, you know, you can go ahead and I think maybe I did that for this one today. Yeah, perfect. So you'll see, you know, clock in and out in type, and then she clocked out and then clocked back in. So you can go ahead and, you know, edit this and be like, okay, well, she actually, you know, came in at, you know, 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And then just hit save. And then it's going to change that to 9 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. So that's how you can adjust the tip or the times that they come in.
Okay, and they could do that in any iPad. It doesn't have to be in this.
It's got to be in the back of the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you can access the back of the house from the iPad, but I just, you know, it's so much easier just to go and do it in the back or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Tip adjustment, that's for, you know, if you guys have like two bartenders that are like splitting tips and they're bringing under like bar A, you know, you would do the tip out for bar A and then go in and adjust the tips so that bar A goes to 0. And then the two servers that, or the like two bartenders that like split, go ahead and like, you know, adjust it so that they're taxed on those tips. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Same exact concept. You just go and, you know, choose the date, and then, you know, you could select only the employees that were clocked in. But then again, you know, they're already all clocked in, so it's going to take a while. So they would show up, you know, the name, their role, how many hours, total tips, and then you would be able to adjust their tips right here. Any questions?
No.
All right, on to the final hurrah, reports. So sales reports are, you know, pretty self-explanatory. You can get, you know, department sales, category sales, subcategory, menu item, even modifier sales. It's insane how much data you can get, you know. Like I know right off the bat that, you know, Michelob Ultra is not selling as well as my Whistle Pig, but, you know, and also like, hey, like add an onion ring on top of a burger modifier is just flying off the shelf. Maybe I should create a burger that incorporates that, because people obviously like it. So this kind of really helps with like, kind of figuring out what's selling, what's not selling, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
Sales recap reports. This is basically the same as the, close of day sale.
What report was that?
The sales recap report, the close of day, the like final report with all of your numbers and everything like that. That's going to be the same as this right here. So you can go ahead and like, if you're like, I mean, I've had this happen to me hundreds of times, like when you're going to print the like sales recap report and you run out of paper, so it doesn't print all the way, you can go into the back of the office and access it like this. Same exact information, just looks a little bit different. Same thing with like cashier reports. So like, anytime somebody does a checkout or anything like that, if it doesn't print properly, you can always go in the back and look it up this way. Okay. Any questions or anything like that? Hello? Hello?
Hey,
Hello?
I
Hey,
lost you. I'm getting you back.
I was like, I don't think I've ever trained so poorly that they just hung up on me before. So, there's always a first for that.
Hey, Alex, sorry about that.
I was like, I, I've never been so bad at training that people have quit before, but okay.
No, I tried to, a call was coming in and I hit the wrong button.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Then you were gone on the screen, and then I realized I'm really not good with my iPhone. Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. My mom's the type of girl that will,
phone, I tell you.
yeah, responds to email in subject line, like responding to the email in the subject line. Yeah. Any questions or anything like that about this stuff?
I don't think so. I don't know. Do you guys have questions?
Once I play around with it, it'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah, same exact thing with the front of the house. Like you just got to get your hands on it for it to make sense. Yeah.
This is my bread and butter. I love this stuff.
Transactions. This is going to be a list of all of your transactions that you've done. So, if you go through the today and all that stuff, you'll see some transactions. Go ahead and click on it. It'll bring you up with an itemized receipt. You can go ahead and export that as a PDF and or also send it as an email. So if people need copies of their receipt or anything like that for like refunds or anything like that, this is where you would go ahead and do that.
Oh, okay.
Like if I did it like yesterday, as many as you need, as far back as you need to go.
Oh, okay.
This is reports on discounts. So you'll get reports for how many discounts you did, for what check, how much was it, who did the discount. So it's very, good at like, keeping track of all this stuff. Same with voids. So, I voided all of this because, customer was disliked it for the void reason and everything like that. So like I said, like it's just almost an overwhelming amount of data that like you have access to.
Right.
Bar pay and payouts. You can do like audit logs to see like, who made, changes to the back of the office yesterday. Okay, well, I did some tip adjustments yesterday at 5:07 p.m. So it's like, okay, like if somebody, like I've actually run into the issue where like, you know, you've had like a disgruntled employee that you let go, and then all of a sudden they had problems with their pricing. It was like changing to some random numbers and all that stuff. So you go to look at the audit log, and then, oh, lo and behold, this employee logged in and was just messing with all of their stuff to be like, you know, get back at them or something like that, you know? So there's always, that's why you always delete people off of the place and change their passwords. But it's also really good to know, like, okay, well, it's not a me problem. It's somebody that's actively trying to like sabotage stuff, you know? So don't get any bright ideas or anything like that. But, you know, there is an audit log. You can do like employee reports for like sales, total unpaid breaks, how many hours and all that stuff. This is where you're probably going to do your like role-based payroll. So like, you know, for hours for, you know, your payroll basically. So you can go and select the time period, select all of your employees, and then it's going to show you, you know, all right, so I've got this regular hours, 1 hour and 20 minutes, you know, summary, the total number of hours for this time period are going to be right there. So then you can go and see, okay, and if I see like on the 17th, she had 23 hours, then I know, okay, obviously she didn't clock out. So I could go into, you know, your users, go into time adjustment and adjust their time. Yeah, reports on, you know, settling the batch, reports on refunds. I mean, just a bunch of reporting right there. So yeah. It's just a lot of data that, like, I mean, if you wanted to, you have complete access to it. At any point in time, you can also like export anything as like a PDF and like you know, send it to you. Usually for like, you know, sales recap reports and all that stuff, like it's really good to keep for your like settings and all that stuff. So the final thing we're going to talk about is our settings. So general store settings, like, you know, store information, address, you know, upload your photo, get the address, you know, change time zones and everything like that. You know, update business hours and everything like that. General settings for the application, so like enabling pre-authorizations, you know, changing, you know, enabling gratuity, turning off gratuity, auto log offs, general stuff like that. Hardware, so you got like your kitchen printers, so you can add kitchen printers via IP addresses and check them and all that stuff. You know, same with receipt printers. You can also, you know, change like the receipt templates to show different things. You know, actual like how it looks and everything like that. Like you can change it to, you know, change the font size, you know, store info, credentials, all that jazz. Bunch of different stuff. And a lot of the stuff is just going to be you playing with it and finding out what you want and what you don't want and how you want it to look and everything like that. Yeah. Any questions at all?
No, I don't know.
I know it is a lot of information to just throw at you. So that's part of the reasons why we do a Q&A as well, like after all of this. So like, you know, you guys can play around with it, get a feel for it. And then, you know, we'll have another meeting like this where we can sit down and like, you know, go through some last minute questions you guys might have.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the back of the house, guys.
Table layout. Did you get my email? Is this where our table layout would be?
Yeah, that's under settings, and I believe it's under store settings here.
Did you get my email from yesterday?
Let me check.
Have table layout.
Yes, I just saw it. My bad.
Okay.
But I'll create the table layout now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That's perfect.
So then do we,
And then
like,
are
do I have to
these
go
the
in
names?
here and put the store hours in?
Well, your store hours are online, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go in and create it for you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But like, you know, if you go to like your settings and all that stuff, not sure where they. Oh, right here, table layout. So this is where you would, you know, add, you know, I've got the outdoor patio, I've got the bar, main dining and everything like that. So, but yeah, that's the back of the house.
Okay. What's the chance of us going live next Monday?
Next Monday?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Okay.